We are now streaming on YouTube, I believe.
Yay!
Oh, it says preparing to stream.
Oh no.
See, here it says we're live. Over here it's like, we're working on it.
I got a notification, so I assume we're live.
Woohoo! Yay! We're live. It worked. Go Zoom.
I see my face and I see yours. So.
Yes, I do too. Let me mute me real quick because that's always really confusing.
There we go. Where should I put this up? Play view.
Yes. Wonderful.
Boom.
Wonderful. All right. So now that I have this, I'm going to give people a few minutes to get in. Hi, guys. Haven't seen you in a while.
Hi.
How you been? Oh, hey, DW. What's up? How you been today? How you feeling? How's your mama Niam? I'm going to share this real quick so I can make this note over on my Facebook people so they can know that that's going down. Because I was like, link in the comments, incoming, and then I didn't do shit.
That's okay. That's me too.
So there we go.
I'm just as bad.
Well, and also there's a thing with the algorithm on Facebook, right? That like if you share a link and it goes outside of Facebook, it de-promotes you. Like it doesn't want you shown in the feed. Yeah, because basically you're taking people away from Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, YouTube does that too. When you link to like outside websites, it'll like, I don't know, like, give you smack on the wrist kind of thing in your algorithm because you're pulling people away from the site. They want everybody to like continue to click through.
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh God. Did I freeze? No.
There we go.
Okay, I'm back.
Somebody did. Either I did or you did.
Someone froze. We were just talking about Frozen.
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe
okay.
I should have kept it quiet.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Please.
Please don't freeze me anymore.
Yes. Let it go. I want to show. Oh my God. Okay, so hi guys. I am here with Little Cosmic Crow.
Hi.
Hey.
That's me. Hello.
Yes. So I have just finished, was it 2 weeks now, I believe? Almost to the day, I think. Because I think it was a Friday. I was over on her channel and we were talking about death positivity. And this all started from a video that she made actually. Talking about death positivity and the tenets of it, which right now I'm just going to say, if you don't know what that means, go ahead and just Google that shit while we're talking. But, so we were going down those and the death positivity movement, death positive movement. And that is led by Caitlin Dowdy, as well as a lot of other people who you may know from the Ask a Mortician channel, which I will say I get a ton of people asking me all the time or sending me videos from her going, have you heard of her? And I'm like, yes, actually, she's one of the reasons I became a death midwife. So, yes, and she's amazing.
I thought it was funny too.
She's amazing.
Whenever I posted that video, people were asking me in the comments if I had heard of her. I'm like, that's where the tenants came from. That wasn't me.
Yeah, no, she's the one that started that. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like I won't say her solely because she has like a whole team with her of people that do all different things within the community and are amazing. But this started wreck it all. Just start the live show strong.
I know.
Throw it all away.
Throw everything.
We're about to be death positive.
Yes.
So but so she did this video, you did this video. And it was talking about the tenets, and you were new to kind of discovering this movement through, I think you said RG Wood, right? That was where you saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we talked about it on her channel for a while. So if you want to go see that, I will put the link underneath later. And I will also put her own links as well, because you can find her on YouTube and Instagram. And I'll let her do like her whole thing at the end of this as well. But basically, we are continuing that talk over here. So, yeah, exactly.
Death party, round 2.
Because why not? Let's talk about it more. basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you want to explain to them kind of like what your thoughts were when you first came into it or anything? Because they haven't really seen stuff yet.
Well, for clothing, low-key emo, but not really. My mom would not let me go that far. But you know, I always.
Yeah. Oh.
So I consider my kind of.
Uh-oh. Is it freezing up for you guys out there? Because you're coming in on off for me. I don't know if you can hear me.
Am I back?
I think so, yes. You sound like you're back. I see you.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay, I don't know
Hi.
where it cut off.
Basically right when you started talking, it started going burp, 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 burp.
Yeah. Okay.
So
sorry,
try that again.
Round 2.
Yes.
Okay. So I would consider myself I was always kind of healthy in the thoughts about death or like just being kind of comfortable with it. I mean, hashtag Scorpio. That's where I'm at. My card is the death card.
Mm-hmm.
But I would watch, I don't know, I always watched paranormal shows when I was a kid. Stuff about reincarnate, like all the weird stuff.
We love that shit here.
My parents did not want me to watch that. My grandma, anytime I would watch shows, she would just be like, "You're gonna bring the devil into my house." Like, that's not how it works, Grandma. But okay. So yeah, I'd say I was always kind of more. I always thought about things like that. I just didn't really know there was a word for it or a movement for it. So when I found RG Wood talking about it, I was like, oh wow, there are like people that like are talking about these things and are interested in it and don't make it weird to talk about. And then I stumbled upon Caitlin's whole channel and I binge watched most of it. And I have a couple of those videos still in my watch later because I rewatch them.
Well, and she's steadily pumping them out too. Like, just love it.
She's got a lot of good stuff on her channel. And that was pretty much it. I basically just kind of stumbled upon it and was like, oh wow, there are other people that kind of have similar interests or thoughts about the situation like I do. And it was really cool to discover a whole community behind that. And now I have a hashtag to look up to see all the things through.
Hashtag
which is
death
great.
positive. Yes. Not to be confused with hashtag DP because that is something else. Anyway. No, I think it shocks me that there aren't more, especially pagans, like talking about it.
Yeah.
And when I say it, I mean like the death positive movement, just because it's so in line with a lot of stuff that most, I will say most, because generalizing, pagans tend to believe.
I think a lot of it may have to do, and I'm not going to say every single pagan out there is a quote unquote light worker or whatever, but I think there is a general thought to try and stay towards the lighter thinking or the positivity. Let's not think about things that are like, I don't know, sad to think about, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, and on top of that, go ahead.
The idea of like law of attraction too, like you might bring that negativity towards you, the worry on that.
Well, and that's where I was going to go with it actually, is that, I mean, I think some of that also links from history because there was the belief that you can invite death into your home, you know, like cover all the mirrors and things like that. And you don't speak ill of the dead because they'll come and get you. Like, you know, all of that kind of, there was a lot of superstition built up around it. Right down to like people being like nailed into coffins because they thought that their nails and teeth grew when really it was just the fluid drying up out of their body and the skin receding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, there was a lot of that kind of thing that left over has now become, I don't want to say insidious because it sounds evil, but like very integrated into a lot of stuff that we do and believe now without us even really knowing a lot of the root.
Yeah.
So I can see that totally. Not only just like, you know, people being like, ew, emotions. But on top of it, just kind of like, oh, that's like heavy shit. No, that's not, you know, let's not go there.
Yeah.
For
me,
like,
I think that's probably the main worry.
Yeah, like, oh, that's so finite. Like, ooh, what if like in talking to it, I have to admit that I am also going to die one day? You know, and deal with my own shit.
There's a whole nother thing right there as well. Just like the idea of dying yourself, like that you will die someday, is scary for a lot of people to think about. I'd say at least every single person out there is probably scared of death.
I think it's natural anyway. Like to some extent, I think it's natural to have a fear of death because that's like part of our survival instinct thing.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna take it.
Yeah, like it's a natural thing. So it's not, I don't know, it's DW is like, yeah, emotions, ew. Yeah, but
I would say that too, but cough cough water sign. That's all I am.
You're like, I live in the emotions, man, with like an eye patch. Like I've seen some shit.
Definitely. Me over here at the bottom of the ocean, like, yeah.
Yep. Very much so. Yeah, I take visits. I have a Cancer moon, so I take visits. But yes. We always come back up to a rock like, okay, I need a breather now. But yeah, so some of the things I wanted to talk about within this was maybe just some of the different options that we both have discovered along the way that we didn't know that there were. And people in chat too that are watching, if you've discovered things, you know, in talking about death or even working with like death goddesses and things like that, things that you never really thought of. And then like maybe you did some research on and found out that that was a thing or like there was a possibility for that, or even like body disposition stuff. They're constantly finding new things for that. And also morning jewelry and different forms of those kind of things. Like that's constantly coming out with new stuff, morning art, etc. So yeah, I don't know. So what's like probably the biggest thing that you've found since like hearing about the movement that you're like, oh shit, they can do that?
So mine, it's kind of funny because that's what I would love to happen for my body, I guess, disposal, whatever you want to call it, is the alkaline hydrosis. And it's like water, instead of like cremating, you use water. They like heat it up, I guess. I don't know the exact fanciness of all the terms and everything, but and it's gonna sound so stupid, but I'm such an aesthetic person. I love it. The way like your remains come out in like this little, it's like really nice dust. Like it looks really nice and pretty compared to like regular cremation. Because you still have like bits of like, I guess, bone or whatever. Like it's thicker chunks with the way the cremation looks.
They usually take the bigger pieces out.
Number two, I'm a water sign, so the idea of just going back to water is very happy for me. I don't have a problem with that.
I could see that.
And on top of that, boiling water. Hello, Scorpio. Thank you. That one's probably one of my favorite ones, but unfortunately right now in Texas, it's not legal. So I've been doing my best to like sign petitions and things and hope that that gets out there to government so we can get something done about that, because there are definitely people who do want that option and deserve to have that option. I mean, that one's probably not the fanciest out of all of them,
but that's the one that you were like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
which is really what the question was.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, and that gave me like two different thoughts. So one school of thought, like so many trains, so many tabs open in my brain. So One was like, I wonder if a lot of us like saw our options, how many of us would pick by like our dominant zodiacs, like our elements.
Yeah,
like
right.
What happened? Because I'm thinking about me wanting the mushroom suit, which I've talked about on my channel before, and also in that last live show. So go look at that if you want to know what that is. But like that's Earth oriented, and I'm a Capricorn, so that kind of makes sense. But so that's one train of thought is like, huh, interesting. But then the other one is you touched on a really good point about like signing petitions and things like that. There are a lot of things that are trying to get passed or be created, and a lot of us don't know where to look. And I think that's what also the death positive movement has done, is create, like you said, like a hashtag to look up kind of thing earlier. Where you can find that kind of thing. Like you can find the stuff where like they're trying new petitions to have new dispositions for the body. And like that, or new laws around things, or just changing of the sort of traditional structure that, while it has done us well in a lot of ways, could be more diverse and more economically friendly. So yeah, you know. But I think that it really just depends on everybody looking up those hashtags and really getting in there and trying their hardest to have their voice be heard and make it count. And part of that begins with educating yourself on what the options even are. You there? Hello? DW, are you there?
Oh. Hey, fixed it.
Hey.
It said it timed out, so it got mad at me.
Yeah. All right. I was wondering because I'm like, yeah, and this and nothing. And I'm like, and especially because I was like, it's important to have your voice be heard. Silence.
And there's no one here.
Okay, good. Well, hello.
Okay.
Were you able to hear what I was saying? Did it freeze everything out?
It froze everything. My thing said it disconnected, and I had to re-load the page.
Okay. Times, so. All right. Well, basically, I was just saying of how important it is to be and sort of an activist, like to look up those things, and how it's really good that we have that hashtag and that we're able to, and how we can now use our voice because of that, because we have like a central hub to go to educate ourselves, but also to educate ourselves on the different sort of fights in the different states and stuff that are happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's why I started kind of going into, or at least like you can search up all the ways or like look up different ways to dispose of your body after. And if you do find something, you can look it up and say, hey, like, is this legal in blah, blah, blah state? And then from there, that's kind of where I found the petitions for everything, because they're like, actually, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, well, now I know where to start on things. And I mean, definitely important to probably have a back plan for that too, just in case before, or like when you do die.
Yeah, yeah, and it's important to definitely have a plan anyway. We were talking some about that on the live. And not even just like making the plan, but just thinking about it, right? Because like, again, the options, like people don't know even like, and I also don't think like they take the time to think about the extent of the things that they'll like need covered.
Yeah. I think that's a part for me right now where I'm kind of like looking into what is needed, what I need to have prepared and everything. because fun fact, you never know when you're going to die. So
yep, absolutely.
Definitely important to try and figure out what you want for yourself. And also to try, for me, it's mostly about my family. Like I don't want to leave things behind for my family.
Yeah.
To pick up the pieces, you know, while they're still grieving. Because that's hard.
Yeah. 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 I think there's that. There's like how are things getting divided, right? There's who's in control of what. Because there's like different roles to play after that. Also the thing that, you know, comes to me like being pagan is the fact that people who are pagan may want a different kind of funeral, right? Like the ritual based around it may be different. And then it's like, okay, but what if their parents aren't, or you know, or what if the parents are two different ones? And then, you know, there's this battle over like how they should be honored, because for them they're like trying to make sure your soul passes on in whatever way, but like, you know, it's your body. So what happens then?
I had that experience as well too with a cousin of mine. I believe he was a second cousin. I didn't know him very well, but when we were young, we went to his funeral, and I remember them talking about like how Jesus was gonna like take his soul and everything, you know, like that kind of. My family is very Christian, so that's nothing new. But he in his life was very much kind of a party-esque soul. Not to say that he wouldn't be Christian because of that, but I wasn't sure. It's kind of like if my family were to have a funeral for me and put it together, they might be one to say like, "Oh, Jesus has got her now," but like.
Well, looks like. Oh no, you're there. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Yes, I was like, Jesus got her.
It's gone. It's not at me. But yeah, just to continue, I was kind of like, I hope that he's getting what he needs for his funeral, for his resting ceremony, basically.
Yeah.
Because I can't say whether he was or not. I don't know him personally, but you know, I would hope that he was remembered how he wanted to be.
Yeah, and in this kind of thing, it's like you do the best that you can with what you know, but had you known, you would have, you know, you didn't have to have that doubt.
Right.
It's like giving them the peace of mind to not have to wonder, you know, nope, this is what they wanted. Especially in a place like that, like when you're hard in grief, like, and so many people take it so differently. Your brain, like people underestimate this, like your brain doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't work. Like you forget things. It makes you physically ill in some cases, you know, like and to be in that position.
I paused for a second there, and then all of that you just said turned into chipmunk going really quick for me. So I missed some of that, but
yeah. No, I basically I was saying is grief can really affect you, like not only just you know, oh, you're sad, but like your memory and your physical body, and like a lot of different things happen. I remember I was at my job and I was in the throes of grief, and I forgot where a damn dollar sign went in the progression of putting a price up. Like legit what happened, because my brain just wasn't braining.
Yeah.
You know? Absolutely. Yes, Sammy, you're in survival mode. The brain goes slow down or something. Yeah, it's like just waking up is hard enough a lot of times in that mode. So
yeah, for sure.
Having to deal with other things is like just way out of the length of your arms. You know what I mean? Like what used to be within reach is way out of reach in that period. And so like just having to,
because I like to say you're still processing.
Yeah,
as well.
and having to Yeah, absolutely. And then having to take, you know, the guesses or guesstimates around like what they would have wanted, as opposed to just having it written down for you, you know, and then also that kind of final feeling of like, well, I did them well, you know, I did the thing that they wanted to carry out. Like ideally, this is an ideal situation, but you know, give some closure to that.
Yeah.
Which also I think is really like ritual in general. The reason that I think we do that is just it's closure. Is to find some kind of closure, whatever it is, and different people find it different ways. So it makes sense that we would be expanding the ways that we do that. Like with the death positive movement. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Would recommend.
Round of applause.
Yes. Yeah, but survival mode is a really good way to put it. It is. You're like base function operations. Yeah. And also within sort of the spiritual community, you can feel incredibly disconnected during that time too.
Yeah. That's definitely, especially if you're going through your own feelings of loss, that can as well cut off many types of relationships and connections for you, whether that be physically or within the spiritual realms.
Yep.
It's definitely hard.
Yeah. Well, and I think that honestly, the death positive movement is really good for that too, because a lot of it is people not knowing, like they think that they're going crazy basically, right? Like with all of this and having to deal with it. And the death positive movement is saying, no, we should talk about it. Like that's one of the tenets. Like we should talk about this. We should normalize this to be able to talk about it. And it's okay. Like, you know, we're all going to die one day anyway. So like, why can't we talk about this and just see how abundant actually these occurrences are in you know, the grieving process and all of that, and if anything, like share with each other and try to help, even if the helping is literally just holding space,
being that listening ear for somebody.
Yeah, we're not trying to fix it, we're just trying to be with you, you know,
right?
Because it can't really be fixed. It's not a thing that is fixable.
Yeah, we kind of have 100% death rate so far.
Yeah, true that.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Sammy the Dutch Witch says ritual helps channel your memories. I could see that. Yeah, I think it gives you somewhere to feel like you have an element of control in it as well. Yeah. Because when someone passes, it can feel like we need someone to blame. Something went wrong. We need someone to blame. We need like someone to answer for it. We need something like that. You know what I mean? And it also gives a sense of control, the element of ritual and being able to plan it and go through it. And, you know, even if it's something as simple as like laying flowers, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's like, I did this. And humans, we like to go, I did this.
I did something about it, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, it's a comfort in a place where there often does not feel like there is much of it to be found. So
kind of finding that control where there is none, in a way,
Yeah. And I think also it gives them well, not all of them, but many rituals around it go into sort of like the they're in the afterlife or the Summerland or like various things depending on what religion they are or if they're religious at all. But there is sort of a lot of times like a comfort talked about there too. And the thing is like, you know, when I die, I don't necessarily want people to be like, she's safe in heaven with God.
Yeah.
Like, I work with hell.
Yeah. I would rather people, if at all, to just be like, she's in peace. That would be more of a comforting thought.
You know, I work with Hel, the goddess of the underworld. I work with Odin. I work with Hecate. Like, these are.
I'm over here with Freya, and Freya does not like to share.
Yeah,
she's not a sharing goddess. She will not.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. But it's sort of like, while I get the whole like people needing to feel the way they feel, like their own dialogue to make that feel good for them. Still, like, I would like my funeral to be in line with the way that I lived.
Yeah.
And
I think for me, I'd like my funeral to be more sharing of memories. And I kind of made a joke although I would pretty much be down for this. I made a joke in the video that I originally did talking about how, like, can we just get puppies in my funeral? Like, puppies, like, just everywhere. People
just a horde of puppies.
Yes. That'd be so adorable and fun. Just like,
oh my gosh. When they bring the casket out, there can just be a horde of corgis running down the aisle.
Yeah. Oh, they have to be wearing bandanas or it's not worth it.
Oh, I love that though.
And my thoughts as well is like,
some
people that
have
crying.
Doves. Some people have doves. You'll just have
and then
puppies.
Other people have corgis.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah.
I just imagine someone like crying, laying down on the floor, and all the puppies surrounding them, and then you just end up laughing.
Oh my god, like, that'd be perfect.
That'd be great. Yes.
I might have to rethink my funeral now.
It's a thought.
It's difficult to cry when you're getting puppy licks in your face. That's
exactly.
Very true. Yes. Metal thing behind me. Can you be more specific, Sammy? There's a lot of things behind me. Metal.
Oh, are you talking about the microphone?
This
Sammy?
thing?
It does kind of look like a metal thing.
That's a microphone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not behind me.
No, but it kind of looks like
it could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is my microphone, if that's what you're talking about. Metal. I mean, there's a cauldron here. I don't know. Either way.
Or maybe the chest. The chest up in the corner. Could be.
Oh, like up here? Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, maybe.
Clarify? Yeah, maybe that. I mean, that's a keepsakes. That has a lot of like my most treasured like childhood stuff and things like that in it. My mother's wand. Oh, this. Yes, it's the mic.
Oh, the mic. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's the mic. You're right. Good call. Yeah. But yeah. What were you thinking about? I got distracted now.
We were talking about puppies at funerals.
Puppies at funerals. Yes, because you can't cry when you're getting licked in the face. And they don't stop. They just find another avenue.
They just keep going. Yep.
Yeah. It's great. I love that idea. Now, for me, I always wanted mine to be on a hill somewhere and a potluck. Everybody just bring food and bring your instruments if you play one, and if you don't, bring a drum or a pot or a pan or something to beat on, and like have a big bonfire and just celebrate cool. That shit. Like, yeah, that's cool. What I want. I want it celebrated.
I'd like it outside too, I think, if I could. Or if it's inside, it would have to be like a plant style, like a lot of plants and a lot of light coming in.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the way churches feel closed in sometimes, where it's like too dark.
Well, I was even going to say, like, mine, I might even be like, you know what, barefoot mandatory unless you have like some medical treatments.
Right.
Like, just
that would be cool.
Like, very low key, chill, just get together and eat and drink and be merry and have some fun around the bonfire and make music, because I love music. Yeah, that's what I want.
That would be cool. I also want people to throw glitter while they walk by.
But now I might have to add puppies. Yeah, glitter would be. Yes. Oh, it'd be also very pretty too, like the sparkle of it, the release. Good aesthetic. Let's see. DW says, I've been talking to my parents about doing my will. I want to be buried in a tree pod, and the song Staying Alive by the Bee Gees will be played. I love that. Yes. Oh, I don't, I haven't been able to pick like my song because I love so many songs. Oh, you're back. Yay.
I'm back. Hi. Hello.
We were talking about songs, like the songs that you picked, because I read what Duality said. I
feel like I should just have my brother host my song playlist because he is the song queen. He would get me for that. I feel like you just choose things. We're basically the same person.
Oh.
So.
Well, that works then.
He'd get me. I mean, he's a Taurus though, so not exactly. We're like.
Well. Yeah, but like still, like Taurus have this flair to them that I appreciate. You know?
The only struggle there is the stubbornness, but besides that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine a Scorpio and a Taurus with the stubbornness being an issue.
When we
both of you are like, yeah, like this is what I believe and I will not alter.
When we had fights, it's funny too, because as a kid, I don't know if I still have the notes, but we were talking the other day about how I received a note from him when I was a kid. Like, we had gotten into a fight over something. I don't remember what it was, but he wrote me an apology note, and he goes basically like, I'm sorry, but you just make me really upset with sometimes because you suck or whatever. And I'm like, 10 out of 10 apology.
If that isn't a sibling apology, I don't know what is.
He's like, you were terrible, but I'm sorry that we fought because
you were terrible, but I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sounds about like an earth sign apology, all right. Yeah. Let's see. Freshwater Fairy. Hello, she says, or they say, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Like how a funeral should be. I love it. The celebration of that person's life and sharing memories. Yeah, like I don't want mine to be like a dirge. Don't get me wrong. I love dirges. I listen to a lot of things like that. But I want it to be fun. Like people are going to be heavy enough. And honestly, like that's not the spirit of what I wanted to bring. There's nothing wrong with it, but like it's already going to be a thing, you know? Like, so don't cry for me like I'm stuck somewhere. I'm not stuck.
Yeah.
I'm less stuck.
I think in an essence too, people are kind of feeling like this idea anyways, because you'll often hear people say like, oh, do this for my funeral or do this on my gravestone, like, and it's funny stuff. You know, I don't think people want their funerals to be sad.
Yeah. I mean, predominantly a lot of people usually say, you know, don't cry or that kind of, yeah, I agree.
Not to say they don't want you not to miss them, but it's more they don't want you to let that poison you.
Yeah. Or don't put your life on such a hold or like blame yourself. That's another thing. I was just talking with my sister the other day, and we were talking about how there's a lot of like survivor's guilt stuff that happens even when there's no way that they could have helped that person. Or like that person was going to do what they were going to do regardless, you know? But there's a lot of guilt that we take on, again, with the, like the blame thing and like being somebody to blame for something. And you know, it's the mind trying to make sense of it. But like in that position to take a funeral and be like, yeah, you know what? Like, let's dance this shit free. You know, let's give them a great send off. You know, that's more so the vibe that I want. Sammy says Return to Innocence from Enigma is playing in my mind. I like that one. That one's got a good mood to it. With that. Yeah, no, it's so hard for me to pick a song because I love music a lot. And
same.
It's a problem. So I don't know. I wouldn't like you said, I'd need a whole playlist. I would need a whole playlist.
See, yeah, I was about to go with that. There's this video game that I love called, and my mom would probably laugh if she heard it at my funeral, but they used to make fun of me for it all the time. This whole playlist is just like a bunch of languages mixed together. It's from Near Gestalt, the whole playlist, oh my god, it's so beautiful, and it's just like kind of choir-esque but very pretty, and like some of them are dramatic.
You just gave me an idea. Did you?
Some of them are really soft.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. And I just, my mom used to call it my Catholic. There you go. My mom used to call it my Catholic music, which I thought was really funny. But it's a really good playlist. I love that. It might be a little bit too much for my
family though. Like you were just talking about games and music, and I was like, oh shit, I know what I could put on there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played Dragon Age Inquisition?
Have I played what?
Dragon Age Inquisition. It's the third of the Dragon Age. Okay, so
I'm pretty sure that's the one I have.
I'm not trying to spoil it for anyone, so if you haven't played it, like probably just skip ahead or like mute this for a second, and I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm done. But like when they finally get to Skyhold, you know the music right before then, like the dawn will come, and then there's like this dramatic like instrumental like as they're traveling and all of that, and it's like oh, when they see like over the mountains, like that.
Yeah.
That. I want that.
Those kinds of moments.
Yes.
Yeah. There's another song, now that we're going into video games.
Well, we
Red
have
Dead Redemption 2.
We have sidetracked, and anyone who knows this channel knows that that's what I do. So.
Yeah. But video games, let's be honest.
Well, okay, but video games
are the greatest.
To use their soundtracks for a playlist for our celebrations of life / funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All the yes.
Yes. Still relates. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another one I'm thinking of, but it's more of a sad song, but I really love the moment in the game. Basically, from Red Dead Redemption 2, the main character is coming back to see his family again. And so they play like this really kind of like, I don't know how to, it's like an old bluesy kind of like,
okay. I mean, I'm down. Kind of, you said old and blues.
Like,
I'm in.
Yes, it's so good. And just like the whole way back, it's like the anticipation of seeing your family again. So I think that's why, like that feeling that was created there, and I'm like,
the uniting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Yeah, I mean that actually might be a really good activity for people that are looking to think about the death plan and like to get a little more into that, and like just death positivity in general, is to like think about those songs, maybe start a playlist that like gets them in that space where they can kind of figure out how they would want it to be, the details of it, like to live it through music, like in the essence before sort of making these final decisions. Because the playlist is something you can swap in and out and it don't matter. Like, you know what I mean? So you can explore the energy there. I think she disappeared again. Oh, she's back. So many clicks on and off.
I keep disappearing. I know.
Yes. That's all right. Okay. But yeah, no, a playlist would be a good activity to start out with, just to like explore that. Especially for someone who maybe is, they have like fears around death itself, like really strong ones. Like a way for them to get to know it.
Okay, I'm back again. I missed some of it.
Yes, who's back? Back again. No, I was saying that a playlist would be a really good way, like a activity for people who are especially like afraid of death or something like that. Or maybe just really unsure and afraid of making like the final decision with things to do, and then explore that energy and then kind of swap it in and out however they want and figure out the mood they want and go from there.
For like people grieving or just the person who
both. Like I was thinking in terms of people like making a death plan, like in the vibe that they would want, but also on top of that, people are grieving too. I mean, I know I made a playlist for my dad when my dad passed. As he was passing, literally, I was making a Spotify playlist. And it's literally called This One's For You, Dad. And it has a lot of songs. And a lot of them were his favorites that I played while we were in the hospital room. so that he could hear that, because that is part of like the death midwife stuff that they tell you is like music, like hearing and stuff is one of the last things. Yeah. So, you know, like speak about them like they're there. And if you can play like music or things that they really enjoy, that kind of thing, it helps. So I would play a lot of his like favorite songs and stuff like that. And then after he passed, it continued on, and I just added on things that reminded me of like different memories with him, or maybe some of the lyrics had some really powerful, like meaningful,
strong emotions
to me. Yeah. And so I would add that in. And so that's, you know, that's that playlist. And whenever I'm kind of in a space where either I want to honor him in some way, or maybe I'm just really missing him, I play that playlist.
Just play it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's
I would also say as well,
my husband knows a lot of the songs now, so he walks in and he hears it and he's like, okay, just gonna turn it.
Just walk on by, close the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say if you're doing one for yourself or for someone else, you may be met with a lot of grief in the process of it too. Because I know for me, when I was trying to create a playlist, I had to stop because I was like, wow, there's a lot of grief that I didn't know I was going to have for myself, like over my death. And it's interesting to think as well, grieving for your own death, grieving for the fact that you're not going to live in this body forever. It's crazy. But a good thing to think about.
Yeah, well, and because even from that, there comes sort of a new outlook on life too, right? Like making sort of peace with that pain, and not necessarily getting rid of it, but peace with the fact that it's there, as much as one can. And then it also kind of gives you an outlook. So like both as someone who is still living and is mourning someone, not only that, but not only like the deaths of like you actually dying, but also like the sort of former versions of you and like relationships in your life. And like, and then that's where we get into like the spiritual death elements of things, which is much more like where I am now with services and things. But like those also are things that we often don't take time to grieve. And they, in the same right, just like often a death does, causes us to completely reevaluate our own priorities and ask ourselves, like, do we really still care about this thing that we've been doing? If we do, cool. If we don't, like, do we not care enough to change it yet? You know, like reprioritizing and reorganizing your life can come from that too. And just in, you know, thinking about literally your own death, but also just spiritually, like metaphorically your own death. And I think the death positive thing gets into that too.
Can you see me still?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. It was acting weird for a second, so I was like, don't do it.
Sammy says, creating a playlist for someone who is still alive, not yourself, is helping to not feel guilty after, I think. Yeah, I think that there's definitely an element of that. Like, it's a dedication to the person. It's a closure thing for sure. I think it's also for yourself in a roundabout way because of that, right? Like, it's for them, but also you are benefiting from it as well. So, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Gratitude while living. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. It's like you know, I honor you and where you've been, and I honor where I've been, but I also honor that I'm still here and have the ability to go forward. And that doesn't have to be, you know, like a slag off to them. You know what I mean? Like they usually want us to. Like, speaking as a medium, they want us most of the time to carry on and be happy and like live our life fully. Like, usually the message is like, stop holding back.
Yeah. I think as well, we can still carry their memory with us forward too. Oh, yeah. You don't have to let that die.
Well, we literally carry it forward. Like, oftentimes, if it's a family member, for instance, like my father, for instance, my mother asked if I wanted like ashes or something of his. And I said, no, I don't need them. You know, I am him. I have his DNA in me. I literally am carrying him forward. Now, that's not to say anybody who wants those ashes, like, don't do that. You don't need it. Like, that's for you and your choice to do. But for me personally, I was just kind of like, I am him. I'm the continuation of all of you. And so, yeah, of course you're with me. You'll always be with me. Like, not just spiritually with me, but like with me. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Like, here.
Right here.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so we have about 6 minutes left. Is there anything you would like to say, like how people can find you, that kind of thing?
Okay. Yeah, so you can find me for sure on my YouTube channel, Little Cosmic Crow. I currently have a playlist going on right now as well for all my Freya junk, so that'll be posting throughout the month. So if you want new videos from me, that's going to be coming up. Besides that, I am found, and you can contact me mostly through my email, littlecosmiccrow@gmail.com, for anything you want to talk about, blah, blah, whatever. Or you can just go to my Instagram, which is where I frequently hang out, and that's also Little Cosmic Crow. Very easy. You only have to remember those words.
Yay! Little Cosmic Crow. Got it. Mm. Yes. And you're actually extremely responsive in terms of your Instagram. You said too. So you're on there a lot. Uh-oh. She froze again. Oh, Sammy says, and I accept you the way you are. Oh, off of the... Yeah, absolutely. That. Oh. I heard a voice. Yes. I think she's attempting to reset again. Or not. Either way. Nope. I hear sounds. Are you back?
Come on.
Yay, you're back. Hi. Oh, resetting the mic. Gotcha. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You're here.
I am back.
Okay. Hello. I always I don't know if anybody watches Glam and Gore. She's like a beauty person. She does like special effects and like monsters and things like that. But she goes ghost hunting stuff too. But Mikey, but Glam and Gore, she always opens her videos with hello zombies. And I say it a lot now, like it's like an earworm. Hello. But yeah. Anyway, were you finished? Is there anything else you want to add? I don't want to cut it off if you weren't done.
No, I am pretty good. Keep disconnecting a bunch, so I think I'm good.
They were like, okay. Anyway,
like cut it off.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here, especially you. Thanks for
thank you for having me.
And thanks for having me on your channel as well.
No problem.
Yeah. And then also thanks to everybody in the chat. Some of you are new faces and some of you are old faces. I appreciated getting to see everybody again. I know I haven't been extremely active on YouTube, but I am looking to come back and be more active these days. So yeah, thanks for commenting and being around and adding to the conversation. So
for sure, yeah.
Yes, go spread the word and have a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Indeed. All right.
I'll let you do that.
Bye, guys. Love your
Bye.
face. How do I end it? Oh, I ended here. Okay.
You don't.
I do.